Hi everyone, my name is Mary and welcome back to Quinn Ink. Today is Saturday Granny. Yay! And today we are going to make a Happy Halloween ghost in a granny square. So this is what your granny square is going to look like. You're going to find out that I winged this in the video. So that means I wasn't really sure how to make it, but this is my own pattern and this is how it turned out. I hope you like it. Don't forget to scroll down and hit that like button if you're enjoying this video, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more tutorials such as this one and others I will do on Saturday Granny. So let's get right into it. So the tools you're going to need is going to be a 4mm crochet hook or any crochet hook of your size, pair of scissors, a needle with a large eye hole so you can sew in your strings and use it to sew in your eyes and your mouth for your ghost. And on top of that, you're also going to need, as you can see right here in the background, stitch markers, 4 to be exact. Now the yarn. This yarn is very old. I've had it for years. This is Red Heart and I think it's called Royal Blue. This is one of the colors we're going to be using in the granny square, as you can see around to make the granny square, excuse me. And then the next one we're going to be using is Red Heart. Whoop, this one is not Red Heart, it's Mainstay. Excuse me. So this one is called Mainstay. Okay, you can use Red Heart. And this one is going to be the color White. So those are all the tools that you are going to be needing for this video. So let's get started. Alrighty, in order to start your ghost or your granny square ghosty for Halloween, make a slip knot. Wrap your yarn around your fingers, making a loop. Put that behind the loop. Put your crochet hook inside like this and pull tight. We're going to be making a circle. So in order to do this, you're going to chain 4. So 1, so yarn over and pull through, 2, 3, and 4. I don't know what's going on with my light. It just does not want to be bright enough today. So once you've made 4 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, go back into the very first chain that you just made and put your hook in there and make a slip stitch. Grab your working yarn, pull through and pull through. Make sure you have a hole just like this, okay, and we're gonna make a circle. So then you're gonna chain 1 and you're gonna put 6 single crochets all into that spacing. So yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through. So it's yarn over, excuse me. It's go into the spacing, grab your working yarn, 2 loops on a hook, yarn over and pull through 2. So 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. And then into that very first stitch from the very beginning, you're going to put your hook in there and make a slip stitch. Yarn over and pull through and pull through. You have 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stitches all together. Now what you're going to do is, here, let me move my lights. There we go, that should be a little better. Now what you're going to do is we're going to do increases. So you're going to chain 1, go back into that very first stitch that you made and make a single crochet, and then you're going to go back into that same stitch for 2 single crochets. So we're going to increase all the way around by putting 2 single crochets into every single stitch until you get all the way around. Okay, there we go. So once you've made it all the way around, make sure you have 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then you're going to skip that one because that's your fake stitch. Go back into the very first stitch that you just made from the beginning round and make a slip stitch. Yarn over and pull through and pull through. And that is round number 2. Alrighty, for round number 3, because you're going to make 5 rounds, we're going to be increasing. So you're going to chain 1. You're going to go back into that stitch for 1 single crochet. Then in the next stitch you're going to put 2 single crochets. 1, 2. The next stitch you're going to put 1 single crochet. And into the next stitch you're going to put 2. And you're going to do that all the way around until you get to the other side. I'll meet you all the way around in just a minute. Alrighty, I'm back. When you've made it all the way around, your very last stitch should be 2 single crochets. 1, 2. And the reason why is because your first one was just 1 stitch, then it was 2. So that way it offsets it. Then you're going to slip stitch into your very first stitch. Always remember, skip that one right there. Yarn over, pull through, and pull through. You should have, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 stitches. Okay, so that was round number 3. Round number 4, you're going to chain 1, single crochet into the next 2 stitches, and into the third stitch you're going to put 2 single crochets. 1, 2, single crochet into the next 2 stitches, and in the third stitch you're going to put 2 stitches. 2 single crochets all into that same stitch, just like that, instead of the 1. I'll meet you back around in just a moment. Alrighty, when you've made it all the way back around, your last stitch should be 2 single crochets all into that stitch. That will end round number 4. Slip stitch into the very first stitch from the very beginning, yarn over, pull through, and pull through. If you're wondering what that noise is, that is Sonia. So this is what our little ghostie looks like so far. We have one more round, and then we will start making kind of like the sheet portion that goes down like this, and then it'll have its little bumps or little waves. You'll do one more set of increases. So last time you did, let's see here, what was that again? It's 2 stitches and then an increase. So this time it'll be 3 stitches. So you will single crochet into 3 stitches. So chain 1 right into that very first stitch, single crochet, into the next 2 single crochet, 1 and 2, and into the 4th stitch you will put 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. So single crochet into the next 3 stitches, 1, 2, and 3, and into the 4th stitch put 2 single crochets. I will meet you back around once I get to the end, and I'll show you what to do next. Alrighty, when you've made it back around, put 2 single crochets into your very last stitch. Don't forget to skip that little fake stitch. Go right into the first stitch that you made from the beginning round and make a slip stitch. Yarn over and pull through and pull through. Okay, so now at this point that you've made your 5 rounds, you're going to turn your little work this way, okay, and you're going to fold your little thing in half. Okay, so that means half of these stitches right here are actually going to be the ghost portion. Okay, so what you're going to do now is you're going to chain 1 and you're going to single crochet into every single stitch. So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. You're going to single crochet into 15 stitches. Sorry, that was my text message. So you're going to single crochet into 15 stitches. I'll meet you back around in just a moment. Alrighty, so when you have single crocheted into 15 stitches, you're going to stop. Now this was no more increasing, it was just 1 single crochet into every single stitch until you got to number 15. And now what you're going to do is you're going to chain 1, here comes Sonia, and you are going to now single crochet 1 more time into all 15 stitches until you get to the other side. Does everybody want to see Sonia? I haven't seen her in a while. There's my baby girl. She just wants to be in this video. Hi, sweetie. She's so adorable. She was making a lot of noise in the background. There's Sonia. So we're going to crochet into 15 stitches all the way around. And I will meet you back in just a moment. Sweetie buns. So cute. Alrighty, when you have made it back around, you are now going to chain 1 and turn your work. And we're going to decrease now on each side. So go into your stitch, grab your working yarn, pull up a loop, 2 loops on your hook, go back into your next stitch, grab your working yarn, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3. Single crochet until you get to 2 stitches before the end. This is our Halloween ghosty. I will make it there in just a minute. If you've made it this far into the video, don't forget to scroll down, hit that like button so I know that you're enjoying this video. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this and others I will do in the future. Alrighty, so when you have made it to 2 stitches before the end, I've got 1 more stitch, you will decrease over 2 stitches. It is called single 2 together. So you'll go into your stitch, grab your working yarn, pull up a loop, 2 loops on your hook, go back into the next stitch, go into the next stitch, grab your working yarn, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. So far, this is what your ghost looks like. He is upside down, he or she. That is what she looks like, or he, either one. We're going to do it 1 more time. But this time what I'm going to do is you're going to chain 1, and for the next row you're going to just single crochet into every single stitch until you get to the end. And I will meet you back in just a moment. Alrighty, when you have made it to the end, you will now chain 1, turn your work, and we will decrease 1 more time. Go into your stitch, grab your working yarn, pull up a loop, go into your next stitch, grab your working yarn, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. Single crochet into every single stitch until you get to the very last 2 stitches at the end, and we'll do that decrease 1 more time. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. If you're not, I'm really sorry, and I hope your day gets better. Alrighty, we're almost at the end. You get to your very last 2 stitches, go into your stitch, grab your working yarn, pull up a loop, 2 loops on your hook, go into the next stitch, grab your working yarn, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through all 3. Now, at this point, your little ghosty should look like this. He's so adorable. Now, we're also going to put little eyeballs on our ghost as well. Make him a little happier. Give me 1 second. I'm kind of trying to see what we should do for the next row. I think the little ghosty looks like he's long enough. So what we're going to do now for the next row is we are going to chain 1, turn our work, single crochet into every single stitch. We are going to single crochet around the ghost and give him him or her, their own little border. Okay, so single crochet till you get to the end. Give me 1 second, I'll get to the end. Okay, when you get to your very last stitch, turn your work sideways like this, and you're going to single crochet into every spacing or hole that you see here. Just single crochet right into it, just like this. Okay, so there's a spacing right there, and there's a spacing right there, and then you should make it to where you have all your stitches. So this is a stitch right here, and you'll single crochet into every single stitch all the way around the head of the ghost. I'll meet you back here in just a moment. Alrighty, so when you get all the way back around the head, you'll put your single crochet into that very last stitch, and then you'll be working on the side again. Just go right into the spacings that you see. So there's a spacing right there, you'll just go right into that one, single crochet right into it, and go right into that spacing, this one. Okay, so any spacing that you see, you go right into, and then we're back around to the very beginning. Alright, now that we're on the very bottom of the ghostie, we don't want to slip stitch or anything. So now what I'm going to do is, nope, I don't want to chain one. I want to go into this spacing right here, and I want to put 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now it's not because we're turning the corner. I want these little wave bumps that you normally see on little ghosts. And then into the next stitch, you're just going to do a slip stitch. So you're going to yarn over, pull through, and pull through. Into the next stitch, we're going to do 3 single crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. So in the corners, I want 4 single crochets to make the bump a little bigger, since we are kind of like turning the corner, but not really. And then across, you're going to do 3 single crochets, and then you're going to slip stitch into the next stitch. So it's every other stitch, and then we're going to put 3 single crochets, 1, 2, and 3. So as you can see, you have this little wave thing going on, like you would see kind of like on ghosties. So if you turn your work, pull out your hook, kind of see how the ghost is starting to come together with these little wave thingies down at the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to finish that. So in the next stitch, you'll put a slip stitch. The next stitch, you'll put 3 single crochets, slip stitch, 3 single crochets, slip stitch, 3 single crochets. And then I will meet you at the end. I'll be right back. Alrighty, so we are actually getting closer to the end, and what I'm going to have you do is skip over. I'm actually going to, we're going to decrease. So you're going to yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through, and then pull through 3. And we're going to decrease these 2 stitches. So in this very last stitch on the end, we can put our 3 single crochets. So 1, actually make it 4, 2, 3, and 4. Because I wanted 4 single crochets on the end, just like we did here. Now what you're going to do is slip stitch into the very next stitch to finish off that section. Okay, then you're going to grab your scissors. I have some right over here, and you're just going to cut your yarn. Okay, just cut it off, grab your little piece of yarn, yarn over and pull through and tighten. Okay, and this is what our little ghostie looks like. Isn't she, he, it, whatever, adorable? I think it's adorable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew this string in, and we'll get to making the little eyeballs right here, and then we will get to making the actual square for the ghost, and we will be back shortly. Alrighty, so we are back, and I have my little piece of string. Now I didn't cut it too short or too long, but this is how long I have it. I don't know, it's probably pretty long. It's about 12 inches. Alright, so once you've sewn in all your strings and you have this circle piece completely closed off, you're going to take your large needle with a large eye hole, and you're going to determine where you want to put your eyes. I think I'm going to put one right here, so I'm just going to put my crochet hook in there. I want them kind of spaced, not too far away. Give me 1 second. Okay, my apologies. So, right where the crochet hook is, that is where I'm going to put one of the eyes. So you're going to take your needle, and we're going to thread this real quick. Okay, so this is how I thread my needles. Just a really easy way. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the crochet hook, and I am actually going to go in this spacing over here, and then I'm going to go into this spacing where I put the crochet hook right in there. And I'm just going to look and see if that looks like a good eyeball. Okay. So I'm going to kind of double up on this. So there we go. So I'm going to make it look like that. Okay, and then I am going to go back through like this, and I'm going to tie it on. If I can get this to tie. Just like that. Nice little knot, like that. Okay, and then I'm going to go under here, right there. Okay. Oh, whoops. We went through some of the thread. And that is going to happen sometimes where you'll go through your thread like I just did. Okay. So let's try that one more time. We're going to go under like this. Okay. Then we're going to go up. I'm going to see if that looks okay. Yeah, that doesn't look so bad. And the only thing I'm actually doing is I'm just making an X. So I'm just making a small little X like this. Okay, so I just went back up through, making a little X. Now, I'm gonna go back through here. Whoop, I'm gonna go back up through here. Okay, and yes, I am actually going through the actual stitches now, and I'm going to go back up through here. You can make an eye any way that you would like. I just thought this would be a little easier. Oh, cut something in there. Probably my band-aid since it's shedding. And there we go. So there's a little ghostly eyeball right there. That is one way to make it. So you kind of make like a cross, then you make an X over it. Okay, and so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over 2 stitches, and I'm going to go into the spacing right here. I think so. Let's see here. I want something kind of like in the middle. So we'll jump right over into this stitching right here. Okay, just like this. And I'm going to do the exact same thing that I did on the other side. Okay, make it over like a line like this. Okay, make a line like I did before, and then I'm gonna go in through the stitches. Yes, I am. I'm going through the stitches like this. I'm going through the stitch, and then we're gonna go up through this stitch right here. Okay, and I'm gonna make a cross like that. There we go. I'm gonna make a cross like that. Okay, and then I'm gonna make an X. So I'm gonna go through this stitching right here, and then I'm gonna go through that spacing right there, just like that. Okay, and then I'm gonna go through this little stitch right here. Okay, and then I'm going to go through this stitch right here. And that's pretty much what my little ghosty eyes look like. Aren't they so adorable? So cute and adorable. Something a little different. Now if you want a mouth, you can actually come down here. Okay, make a little mouth. So I'm going to go through this stitch. I'll show you how to do this. It's going to be a little weird, but it'll be okay. And then I'm going to go into this stitch right here. And then I'm going to go through this stitching right here. And I'm going to make a small little mouth. And I'm going to go back through that stitch right there. See? That way he's all kind of like cute. Now if you want to make the mouth a little bigger, you can go through this stitch right here. I'm going to make it a tad bit bigger, and then go back through that stitch right there. And there we go. And that's your little ghosty mouth and eyeballs. And it kind of looks like that. And then I'm just going to go through a couple of these stitches real quick, like this. Okay. And then I'm going to tie a knot. So I'm going to make a loop like this. I'm going to go back through that loop, grab onto this one, tighten that loop, and then go back through this one. And then I'm just going to make it nice and slow and kind of just tighten it. There we go. And that's how you make that. Then I'm just going to go through some stitches like this. Okay. Then I'm going to take my scissors and we're going to cut. And then I'm also going to cut this piece off right here as well. Okay. And that is how you make your little ghosty mouth and eyes. Alright, so now we're going to get on to the part where it turns into a granny square. And the yarn you are going to be using, which I told you in the very beginning, is going to be this blue yarn right here. Okay, so let's grab our crochet hook and let's get to learning how to do that. Alrighty, so I grabbed some stitch markers because we are going to need them. We are going to stitch where we are going to put our corners, because anytime you make a granny square, you're going to need corners. So here's your little ghosty. Now you got to remember one thing, I'm winging this, okay? So this is my own personal pattern. Down here at the very bottom, where these little pieces are, the end pieces of the ghost, I'm going to put a stitch marker right here to let me know that that's going to be one of my corners. You're always going to need 4 corners on a granny square. And then I'm also going to put one right here in the corner. That's where the little waves of the ghost are. And then where the ghost head is, I'm seeing a piece right here. That one is going to be a good one. If you want count, I'll count it from the very bottom. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's the 11th one. Okay. And then I'm just going to go around, and right where the eye is and these little stitches, I'm going to put a stitch marker right there. Okay. And I feel those are going to be good corners for the ghost. Alright, now you're going to grab your yarn, and I'm going to put my hook right into this corner. Okay, we're going to start in a corner, making it a little easier to know where we're going to start and begin. Okay, so tie on your color that you would like for your granny square. For me, it's blue and white. Okay, I'm going to pull my stitch marker out because I now know that this is my corner. You're going to put your hook into that corner space, grab your yarn, pull up a loop, and chain 1. And into this corner space, we are going to do 1 double crochet. We're going to chain 2, and we're going to go back into that space for 1 double crochet. Okay, just like that. So we know that's the starting of our corner. We're going to skip 2 stitches. Into the 3rd stitch, we're going to put 3 double crochets. We are doing the regular granny square stitch that everybody knows and loves. We're going to skip 2 stitches. Okay, this one's going to be a little funky. Let's skip 1 stitch and skip 2 stitches, and into the next stitch, let's put 3 double crochets. So I'm going to move that stitch marker into a different corner. And you can do that. Now remember, I'm winging it, so I don't know what this granny square actually looks like, but I'm hoping it looks good. So So let's move the stitch marker out of the way. Give me 1 second. Now here I'm going to skip 2 stitches and I'm going to put the corner right there. You can put your corners wherever you like. This is where my corner is going to be. So I'm going to double crochet once, chain 2, and double crochet back into that same stitch, just like that. And and what I should have actually done is put 2 double crochets into here. So actually let's back that up and let's do that, because that was actually my bad. So actually what we're going to do in here is put 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets all into that stitch. And for this one we actually should back it down just a little bit. So let's pull this little stitch out real quick. Okay, so actually let's come down here to this stitch. Right there. I know we put all the stitch markers in. My fault. Alright, so instead we're going to go across where the eyes are. So where this eye is, these little stitches, I just went right across to that stitch. Okay, that's where one of my corners is going to be. Put your crochet hook in there, pull up a loop, and chain 1, put 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. Okay, and then we're going to chain 2. You're going to put 2 more double crochets all into that stitch. 1 and 2. That way we finally have a corner and the increase that we are looking for. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, and into the 3rd stitch you're going to put 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Skip 2 stitches and into the 3rd one put 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, I'm going to take a look real quick. That looks like a good corner for my ghost. Okay, and then I'm going to skip 2 stitches and I'm going to make a corner. So we're going to put 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, and then we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and put 2 more double crochets all into that stitch. 1 and 2. Okay, so there we go. That's what our corners are starting to look like. Okay, and our next 2 corners are going to be down here at the very bottom. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, okay, my apologies, I had to pull off my band-aid. It was irritating me. Skip 2 stitches into the 3rd stitch, put 3 double crochets. I apologize for that noise. It is my watch. It keeps banging on the desk. Okay, let me get this untangled and I'll be right back. Alright, I am back. My apologies. Put 2 double crochets, 2 more double crochets into that stitch. 2, there we go. And skip 2 stitches and into the 3rd, put 3 double crochets. One, 2, and 3. Skip 2 double crochet, or skip 2 single crochets, and then into the 3rd stitch put 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And we are coming up onto a corner, so looks like we have 2 stitches. This one will be the corner, so we're going to just pull out the stitch marker. So skip the next 2 stitches and into the 3rd, which will be right here, you'll put 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. You're going to chain 2 and put 2 more double crochets all into that stitch. 1 and 2. Okay, so then you finally get to see one corner here, one corner there. Now this one is going to be a little funky because one, I made these little waves down here at the very bottom, but we're not gonna let it become a problem. So what I'm thinking about doing is right here in the middle where our slip stitches are, let's put 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Let's see what that looks like. And 3. It doesn't look too bad, and I think it'll be perfect. So you're going to put 3 double crochets right where these little bumps are, but right in the very middle, right there. You're going to go right into that stitch. 1, 2, and 3. And that way it will keep the little waves. So when we turn our little ghosty around, we will still be able to see those little bumps right there. So I think that worked out perfectly. Perfect. Now the granny square isn't going to look all that wonderful in the very beginning, but we will shape it out the best that we can. So right into each of those stitches, 2, 3, just 3 double crochets, just like that. Okay, and if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm going right into this spacing right here. See that spacing? That's where I'm going, not into a stitch. And yes, I am winging it. Sometimes you have to, because you have the idea in your head, just want to press record and see what happens. Okay, so we are coming up onto that corner. 2 and 3. Okay, so there is our corner right here. I'm going to pull the stitch marker out real quick. And I think right here, so 1, 2, skip 2 stitches. As you can see right here, there's a stitch, there's a stitch. I think that third one right there is where I'm going to make that corner. Okay, so we're going to put 2 double crochets, 1, 2, all into that stitch, chain 2, go back into that stitch for 2 more double crochets, 1 and 2. And there we go, there's our third corner, and then all we have to do is double crochet up the side. Now this one is going to look a little funny. It is going to be in the shape of a triangle, but that's okay. Now I'm going to count these 2 as stitches, and into this one I'm going to put 3 double crochets, that one right there. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3, because that is where I sewed in one of my strings, and so the stitches look a little funny. Now you're going to skip 2 stitches, and into the third stitch we are going to put 3 double crochets. The yarn is getting a little tight. Okay. 1, 2, and one last one, and 3. And then we have 3 stitches, so we're going to skip over all 3 stitches and slip stitch into the very first stitch. Whoops, very first stitch from the beginning of the round, which will be this one right here with this color yarn on it. Yarn over and pull through and pull through. This is what your little granny square is going to look like. I know it's starting to look kind of like a triangle, which is kind of funny. So at this point, what I'm going to do is I am going to, what do I normally do? We're gonna slip stitch to this piece right here. So you're gonna slip stitch into this one and slip stitch right into this one. Okay? And instead of doing the 2 now, I'm gonna chain 1 and I'm gonna do 3 double crochets. Chain 2, 3 double crochets. Now I did the 2 double crochets to make it easier to get into that tight space. Chain 2. So now what you'll do into every corner is put your 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. Okay, that's what you'll do into every single corner. So that way we can get our corners back in order. There we go. So 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. And then of course into every single spacing you will put 3 double crochets into every single spacing all the way across till you get to, until you get to the corner. This yarn is very old, if you're wondering. I've had this for a very long time. And this type of yarn likes to pull, so it gets caught quickly. I think it's because it's more of a harsh yarn. It is a red heart. So this red heart yarn is older and it pulls and tightens, whereas the new red heart yarn today, the new stuff today, is actually a little more silkier, so it slides through your fingers. This stuff is more coarse. I've had this one for, I don't know, maybe like 10 years. Okay, we'll get to the corner. So in the corner right here, you'll just put 3 double crochets, chain 2, 1, 2, and 3. You'll do a chain 2, 1, 2, and 3 double crochets into each corner now. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so that is what your granny square is going to start looking like. I'm going to go all the way around and I'll meet you back at the very beginning. Alrighty, so I made it all the way back around. I have 3 more double crochets I have to do, and we're going to change the yarn and finish off our granny square. Okay, and the yarn I'm going to change to is going to be white. Slip stitch into the very first stitch from the beginning of the round. Yarn over and pull through and pull through. Take your scissors and cut your yarn. Yarn over and pull through to tighten. This is what your granny square should look like. So adorable and cute. Now we're going to take our white yarn, and what I mainly want to do is I mainly want to single crochet into every single stitch and finish off this granny square with a nice little white border. So put your hook right back into your corner, pull through and connect your yarn to your granny square. Now in these corners we are going to put yarn over and pull through, have a loop, chain 1. Now what I'm going to do in these corners that we're in right now, we're going to put 3 single crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, 3 single crochets. You can skip that stitch if you want to, but all I'm going to do is put 1 single crochet into every single stitch all the way around, and in the corners I'm going to put 3 single crochets. And then of course in the spacings I'm just going to go into them like this and just make a single crochet. So it looks like that. I'll skip that stitch and put 2 single crochets in just like this. So it's 1 single crochet in the spacing, then 2 single crochets. Yeah, that's just how I do it. I skip a stitch. Kind of comes out a little more cleaner, but I think that will look great all the way around the granny square. And when I am done, I will show you what it looks like. So don't forget, in the corners, you'll put 3 single crochets if you want to. You don't have to. Alrighty, so I will see you back around when I get back around to this end. Okay. Alrighty, I'm back and I've got 1 more single crochet, and then into the very last stitch, I'm just going to slip stitch, pull through, and pull through. And then I'm just going to cut my yarn over, and pull through. Alrighty everyone, so this is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this. This was for Halloween. You can make this in multiple colors. The other thing as well, you do not have to do the granny square. You could do the ghost, string them up and put them up as cool decorations for Halloween. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit that like button. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more of these types of tutorials that I will do in the future. And I hope everyone had a wonderful day and enjoyed this video, and it made their day as well. And until next time everyone, I hope you all have a safe and happy Halloween. Bye bye everyone.